everyone, long time no see. This is Hope from Pros Before Bros. Where the hell have I been, right? Um, so I actually took like a month hiatus, just to kind of, where do I begin? Nothing really serious, just trying to focus on my physical health and my mental health. Um, Decided that I was going to just kind of walk away from YouTube for a while and just kind of do me essentially, whatever me is. Um, but yeah, I decided I was going to do a video today. John and I just actually got back from our trip to Cleveland. We went up to Cleveland to book signing, which I'll talk to you guys a little bit about that. And also just to kind of hang out, go see the sights and such. It's been a few years since both of us were up in Cleveland. So yeah, we did that. That was fun. But to begin with, the reason why I'm here is I got in the mail, I think it might have been yesterday. It was when I wasn't here. I got in the mail my Second Star Books box. This is a monthly subscription that comes out by Second Star Books. I believe it's like $34.99 a month, and that includes shipping and tax. So good news is this one is their 1 year anniversary box, and it's supposed to have 2 books in it. The bad news is this is going to be their very last book box. Now, Ray, the owner, she actually is going a different direction. She's not getting rid of Second Star completely in its entirety. She's going to keep it. But she's going in a different direction. She's going to be focusing a lot on her candles, which, if you guys have seen any of my past videos, her candles are amazing. This book box always comes with like one, I want to say it's a 6 ounce candle if I remember correctly, and they're hand poured by her. She comes up with all the scents and stuff. They're incredible. They're amazing. So even though I'm sad to see her walking away from the book aspect, where you get the box with the books, I am excited to see what she has in store for her candle collection. If you haven't checked out her candles, definitely go check them out. They're amazing. I should have put this video up a day early. If I wasn't in Cleveland, I would have done that. But she's actually doing a sale. I want to say it ends, maybe it ends today, but it's like buy 2, get 1 free. So go check her out. Anyways, I am going to open this box with you. So this, like I said, is the 1 year anniversary of this box, and it's looking back our 1 year anniversary box. As you can tell, I did break the seal because I always have the hardest time breaking these seals. So I went ahead and did it to save you guys to save myself the embarrassment of trying to open this on camera, and to save you guys the boredom of watching me open this on camera. Then again, though, you might find it amusing because I get really irritated when I can't open things. So, yeah, sorry. Let's just crack right into it, shall we? So, as always, Ray is really good at detail, so she did put a little, I can't see the camera anymore, tissue paper situation in here. She always has these little thank you stickers that she uses. And the first thing you guys probably saw, it slipped a little bit, is the candle. Let me see. It is a 6 ounce candle. So I think all of her candles are natural soy based candles. And I believe she uses wood wick for all of them. I could be wrong. But she always tries to do candles that are pertaining to the book of the theme. I know that she just recently branched out into TV shows too, and just other kinds of scents, not necessarily themed. So definitely go check it out. Let's see. I don't know what that says. But the scent is supposed to be mandarin, orange, and honey. I'm going to go ahead and pull out the little cheat card and see if I can read it without seeing anything. As Liebe de Freiheit? I don't know what that is. I have no clue. It smells really good. but it's supposed to smell like mandarin, rose, and honey. And this is what it looks like on the inside. If you guys have not seen our candles, they're really high quality candles. I have a whole stockpile and I use them all the time. And every time I use them, somebody comments about how good my house smells. So, and you already saw this. I got a little cheat card here. The little cheat card tells me exactly what I'm going to be getting in here. I just kind of glanced at because I want to be surprised. And we got our enamel pins. Now I'm saying pins because she actually, last month, if you guys remember me opening the box, you remember that we actually got, I still haven't used it yet, this little car freshener. She actually made that by herself. She didn't purchase that anywhere. She didn't go to like a manufacturing company to get it. She made that as well. And I think she's talking about rolling out a line of those too. And she did that because there was issues with the pen company she was working with and they didn't have the product in enough time. So she did say she was going to promise to send out another pen with this last box. And she delivered. So this one is for April. And the April box had You'd Be Mine in it. And that's basically, if you guys watch my video, remember, it's basically a book that is loosely based on the June Carter and Johnny Cash love story. So I started reading that just recently and I'm absolutely loving it. I was really excited to start it. But this is the themed pen from April that we're supposed to get. So it's a guitar and it says, "Where words fail, music speaks." So I love that. And then this one is for May and it's just a simple rose. Still really pretty though. And I still don't have a clue where I'm going to put these pens at. I need to get like a little banner or something. That way I could take them out of the boxes and actually enjoy them. All right. And now getting into the box. Make sure there's nothing else in here. Sometimes she would put woodmarks in there. I don't think she did it this time around, just considering this was the last and she, was taking on an additional cost with the second book in place. So it's a nice, heavy, sturdy package we got here. I'm definitely going to miss this box. And guys, I did tell you, I think, in my last video, I was going to stop doing book boxes for the time being, because I am just getting overwhelmed with books. I went to Cleveland and I ended up buying 3 books, even though I told myself I was only going to buy 1. And yeah, so now I'm just drowning in books. So I'm definitely going to have to get caught up. Try not to look. Try not to look. Okay, so the first book I'm going to pull out. If I could get the package open a little bit more. There we go. It's a paperback. And it's by Danielle Carrier. And that is called Angel. I haven't heard of this one. But it looks like it's a historical fiction. It is, let's see, it is 1880 Nebraska. All 17-year-old Angel wants to do is go someplace no one knows her name, or more importantly, what happened to her. However, Angel's plans are disrupted when she becomes stranded in an unfamiliar town with no means to leave and no place to stay. Angel finds aid in an unexpected place. Nothing has changed in the past month. I just can't talk. Unexpected place. Nathan, a childhood acquaintance with scars of his own. All 19-year-old Nathan wants is to leave every memory of his father far behind. But when Nathan's path leads him to Angel, he begins to realize that his father's influence has reached further than he could ever have imagined. As Nathan and Angel face the prejudices of townspeople together, their tenuous friendship begins to grow into something more. However, when Nathan's father returns, Angel and Nathan must decide whether they are willing to fight for the life they've created for themselves or whether they will once again leave everything they love, including each other, behind. This actually sounds very, very interesting. Um, I haven't heard the author before, and I haven't seen this book come up on Goodreads at all. But it does sound like it would be a really interesting book, and I really love historical fiction. So, yes, I'm excited about that. All right. And the last book here, make sure that I'm not missing anything. Sometimes we get the little signed emblems. Like we got one here. Okay, and this is from Kip Wilson. So we get these little signed book plates that we can put inside the book. Better make sure that other one doesn't have it. I didn't see it, but you never know. Oh, it is signed. So it's personally signed by the author. Guys, hopefully you see that. Very cool, very cool. So the next book is White Rose, and I have a feeling I've seen this somewhere. It's by Kip Wilson. It's based on a true story of Nazi resistance. And the cover is absolutely gorgeous. So let's see what we got here. February 18th, 1943, Gestapo headquarters. The car screeched to a halt. Officers pull us out by the arms, haul us inside, and off to separate rooms. I take a deep breath and prepare to fight for our lives. Germany University student Sophie Scholl. It's Scholl. I had a teacher with this last name, so I should know this, right? Is about to face sentence for a crime punishable by death, distributing pamphlets that speak out against Hitler's regime. How did she and her beloved brother end up here? Is it too late to do anything to save her own life? White Rose retells the incredible true story of Sophie Scholl, a young activist who put her life on the line as she tried to rally her fellow Germans against fascist regime. This novel asks most difficult question that remains timely today. What would you risk for your own... let's try this again. What would you risk, not for your own freedom, but for someone else's? That name sounds very familiar. I think I've read that name in one of my books. I've always been really interested in World War II, particularly anything about the Nazi resistance. So I am really excited about this book. It sounds like it's going to be a good one. So 2 historical fiction novels I'm pretty stoked about. And let's see. The letter, we always get this. Well, we did. It says, Dear Second Star readers, White Rose is a book about resistance. It's about finding your own inner courage and speaking out on behalf of others. It's about real people. Sophie Scholl and her brother Hans used their own words to fight evil during World War II in Nazi Germany, risking their lives for a cause they believe in. Her incredible bravery has been an inspiration to me since I was in high school, so I hope she inspires you now to do great things. Stand up for others and follow your own heart, your mind, and your conscience. I kind of read that there for a minute. Thank you so much for reading, KW. So, very cool. I'm excited about that. So, yeah, that is the last box for Second Star Books. I am sad, but I'm excited for Ray. I think this is going to be a very great venture for her. So, yeah, good luck to you, Ray, and thank you so much for these awesome book boxes. I'm looking forward to doing the candles at some point, too. Moving on. All right, so like I said, I did pick up 3 books while I was up in Cleveland this weekend. The first book I'm going to show you is the reason why I was up in Cleveland. And Some of you guys might recognize the name, some of you might not. I'm I'm feeling like the people that are like true crime buffs, the ones that really follow true crime cases around the world, will recognize this name automatically, and that is the name Michelle Knight. And she actually goes by Lily Rose Lee. She changed her name recently. So Michelle Knight, if you guys don't know, is well, I don't like to use the word victim because she, when you meet her, you'd realize that she's not a victim at all. She's actually more powerful. I'm going to say she's a survivor. I'm getting kind of teary eyed because yeah, I'm getting chills too. So Michelle Knight is a survivor of the Cleveland abduction. She was abducted along with Gina DeJesus and Amanda Berry uh, quite a few years ago, and they just was in captivity with this guy named Ariel Castro. Real, real big, big jerk, big jerk. That's all I have to say about him. Um, and it took almost, I want to say, 11 years, maybe even 13 years, for them to be released from their makeshift prison that Ariel had made for them. And it's just, it's such a painful story to listen to. But Michelle recently wrote the second book. She wrote her first book, Finding Me, and then she wrote the second book, Life After Darkness. So you'd probably recognize her if you looked her up on Google. But she's been using a lot of methods to basically get over her trauma of being in a terrible situation. If you guys, here's what I'm going to say. If you guys go on Google and look up Cleveland House of Horrors, you're going to get a whole bunch of information about this particular case. After they were found by the police, their captor Ariel was taken to prison. He was put in maximum security prison, and he ended up hanging himself. So the girls unfortunately did not get the justice that they rightfully deserved. I feel like he took the coward's way out, because he knew he was going to probably end up getting life in prison. So enough about him. We're not going to talk about him. But anyway, Michelle still lives around the Cincinnati area, and I follow her on Facebook. She's been really inspiring. She uses a lot of art to get through some of the trauma she had endured, to get through her anxiety, her depression. So I read her book, Finding Me, probably about 2 years ago. Was really inspired by her. She's just such a force. She is a very strong, very independent person, and just had beat the odds in so many ways. She could have simply just not gone the direction that she has gone. So I was excited when she posted that she was going to be doing a book signing in Cleveland. I almost said Columbus. I don't know why I said Columbus. So I decided for Mother's Day, I really wanted to go up there. I was kind of tell my husband, I really want to go. And he was like, we're going to go. That's it. We're taking you. So yeah, went to go meet her. She was amazing. I got to meet her. I got to take her a painting that I painted specifically for her. She was really stoked about that. That was exciting. I gave her a big hug. We talked for a few minutes about art and using art as a therapeutic tool, and she's just amazing. If you guys have not read any of her books, you really should. Even if you're not interested in true crime and you're just looking for something inspirational to read, her writing is just, it's spot on. She is very down to earth and very truthful about how she feels. So again, Michelle Knight And this book is called Life After Darkness. So it talks about finding healing and happiness after the Cleveland kidnappings. But yeah, and I actually, there was a couple times I almost started crying because she was talking a little bit about her journey and about her abduction, and it was just so powerful to listen to her speak. But she is just an amazing person, very open and very brave, in my opinion. So yeah, I was really excited about it. She did sign this book, and that's her signature there. I was surprised that she signed it as Michelle Knight, because she's trying really hard to move forward from that. Now, a little bit of a story behind her personally, when those, like I said, three girls, including herself, that were in this kidnapping. The other two girls, they had very active family members looking for them for years and years, and unfortunately, Michelle didn't. She came from a very broken home environment, and she didn't have really anybody looking for her. So when she was finally found, she was basically on her own. Um, so she was going through all this trauma by herself, and she had to learn how to trust again. Very, very powerful stuff. Um, and she just recently got married in 2016. So I was so happy to hear her talk about being married and having, creating a new family circle around that marriage. So I'm excited to read this. I can't wait to read this book. All right. And the next book I picked up, actually picked up at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Sorry, I got a little bit of a hiccup. And that book is On the Road with Janis Joplin by John Byrne Cook. So this gentleman, Mr. Cook, he was actually, trying to remember, I think he was her road manager, Janis's road manager. So he was with her through 1967, which was a very pivotal time frame for her career. That's when her career really started to take off. It was before the Woodstock, and he followed her all the way up to the point of her death at the age of 27. I've been interested in Janis Joplin for several years, and it was just recently I was talking to my husband, and I'm like, I really want to see if I can find a good book out there about her that gives a little bit of a personal history, because she just had such a sad life. So we went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I had forgotten about it because this was weeks ago when I was talking to him about it. And of course, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was littered with all of her stuff. So they had clothes of hers, they had film negatives from Woodstock of her performing. And I just told John I need to go see if I can find a good book in the gift shop about her. And I found this. So excited to read that. As you guys could probably already see, I still have the tag on. This was this morning, so I haven't had time to take this tag off. And the last book that I picked up was actually at another museum. If you guys aren't familiar with Cleveland, Cleveland is also the home of the Christmas Story House. Has anybody seen the Christmas Story? If you haven't, you should be ashamed. It's on 24 hours on Christmas Day. You guys need to watch it. So the Christmas Story House is actually based on 11th Street up in Cleveland. And it looks just like the house from the movie. And they actually, let's see, it was shortly after the movie was released that the owner sold it off to be made into sublet, like a double or duplex, if you will. So it lost its charm. Sat that way for, I want to say, till 2003. I want to say 2003. So it was revamped and remodeled. Didn't look anything like the original house did. The owner then turns around and puts it on eBay to sell. And one of the Cleveland folks found it, and they were like, we're going to buy this and we're going to make it a museum. We're going to go in and revamp it and everything. And they did such an awesome job. So If you guys aren't familiar with The Christmas Story, do watch it. But well, it's mostly, I don't want to say loosely, it's mostly based on the tellings of Gene Shepherd in his book, In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash. So Gene Shepherd grew up in the Rust, what was it? The Rust Belt. I wanted to say the Rust Bucket. I need to get some sleep. The Rust Belt of Indiana. Indiana. Ah, I need to get some sleep, y'all. So he grew up in the Rust Belt of Indiana. His father was a steel worker, and his mother was a stay-at-home mom. It was like in the 30s and the 40s. So he actually had a radio show clear up into the 70s where he would talk about his childhood. And it just got a lot of feedback. Like a lot of people loved his stuff and thought he was so talented. So he actually came out with a couple books, and this is one of them. And this story goes over the details of him growing up in the Midwest, but in particular, talks about a particular Christmas that he wanted a Red Ryder BB gun. And this became like his focus during the entire Christmas season. So this book was actually there, and I've been dying to read it because I love basically everything of Gene Shepherd's, and I love A Christmas Story. So this one was a hard one to find initially because it used to be out print, and they finally put back in print, I think, after the popularity of the TBS showing The Christmas Story for 24 hours. It piqued a lot of people's interest. So I did pick this up, and yeah, those are the 3 books I picked up while I was in Cleveland. Like I said, I'm really tired. So if I'm talking kind of spacey and whatnot, you know why. I'm probably working on like 3 hours of sleep because we're so busy this weekend. But yeah, let me know if you read any of those books. Let me know what you think about the Second Star books switching over into a different direction. That's the word we'll use. A different direction. Let me know what you guys think of that. I know some people are sad about it. But you know, like I said, I think even though it's sad, I think that Ray is making a very good decision because her candles are the bomb, and I think she's going to do a fantastic job in that direction. Sad to see it go, but at the same time, I'm happy for her. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. And thank you so much for sticking around, even though I've been in hiatus. Hopefully, I could get back in the swing of things a little bit quickly. We'll see. All right. Well, I will talk to you guys later.